Um, for E3, I don't really know. I just want it to not suck. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd like Metroid, but that's not gonna happen, I don't think. Oops, my fucking controller turned off. Oops. I don't know what team I'm on. Oh god.
Prepare your team. Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
Fuck.
Lost.
Fuck. Hey, Malik.
Squad spawns in 15 seconds. Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad.
Oh god.
Enemy has the quad.
Fuck. I have to map that to a button, the F thing, because I don't have that key mapped to my little fucking nunchuck. Ultra Sun and Moon, I just don't care. Like, I didn't really care about Sun and Moon in the first place, so I mean, I was excited for it when it was coming out, but I didn't really like it when I played it. Fuck.
Quad spawns in 15 seconds.
Surrender is not an option.
Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad.
Maybe my kingdom's finally come.
Fuck!
This operation is
Warning.
You've been here this long. Nothing and everything makes sense. Shoot with it.
Quad spawn.
Oh, die already. Fuck you. Oh my god.
Surrender is not an option.
Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad. Your team has the quad. Enemy has the quad.
Fuck!
This operation is falling apart.
Come on. Need health.
Sometimes the world doesn't need another hero. It needs a monster.
Quad spawns in 15 seconds. Quad
Fuck.
spawn. Enemy has the quad. squad spawns in 15 seconds.
There really isn't a story behind my YouTube name. It just sounded funny.
You lose. Vote now.
I wish there was another map. Fuck you. Oops.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
God damn it.
My kingdom's finally come. Been here this long. Nothing and everything makes sense.
I'm not sure how it looks like shit.
Gates are closed. Gotta find another way home.
Fuck, I'm fucked.
Everybody's down. That's pretty low.
Quad spawn. 15 seconds.
Nope. Fuck you. Fuck, fucking fuck.
Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad.
Yes, I'm not good at the game. I don't play shooters. Just get the fuck out of here. Just get out of here. Don't come into a live stream and be a fucking douchebag.
Surrender is not an option.
No, it's Quake. It's in the title of the stream.
Quad spawn. 15 seconds. Quad spawn.
What's going on in my head? Just focus.
Enemy has the quad.
I just fucking killed myself. I don't know how you can be disappointed if you're not looking forward to anything. It's a little weird.
5-minute warning.
And Nintendo's not doomed. The Switch is selling exceptionally well. I mean, while everybody was saying Nintendo was doomed, they also had people camping outside of fucking stores to buy plastic toys, so I think they're doing just fine.
Quad spawn in 15 seconds.
Fuck.
Quad spawn.
I mean, I don't see how their E3 is really going to be disappointed. No one's really necessarily looking forward to anything. And they're going to show off Mario Odyssey, which is going to be fucking cool. So... If people are looking forward to anything at E3, they're fucking stupid. Nintendo already, like, doesn't really show off shit at E3, like new shit that we don't know about. They save that for fucking, like, they don't need E3. They have their own, like, Nintendo Directs that fans of Nintendo will watch. Like, they have their own little press conferences numerous times a year. E3's not really a big deal to them. And I think E3 is a big deal, but it's obviously working. They're selling their shit, so...
Quad spawn in 15 seconds.
If Nintendo gave anything close to a shit about coverage, they wouldn't claim people's videos on YouTube.
Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad.
They clearly don't care about press coverage. More people get their information and shit from YouTube than places like IGN anyway. And when they do get their information from some place like IGN, they're probably still getting it on YouTube anyway. You know what I think is going to be disappointing? Sony's presentation. What's Sony showing off? At least Xbox has the fucking Scorpio. What is Sony showing off? Fucking Final Fantasy VII remake that's never coming out?
Excellent.
Fuck. Sony doesn't have anything going for them because their console's selling the best.
Lose.
Of course Sony's the winner of this generation. Their console sold the best. They don't have so much good in new franchises. That's really not true at all. Especially compared to previous generations. Like, in general, this entire generation is lacking all across the board. From every company. Dude, we still don't even know what Death Stranding is. Like, you saw a fucking weird video. You don't even, like, it could be any genre of game at this point, and no one would have any idea. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that you don't even know what kind of game it is. It could suck. Like, I don't see how fun it is to, like, reveal games that no one has any goddamn idea when they're coming out. Like, dude, Bloodborne is just Dark Souls, which is not new. Like, yeah, it's a little different than Dark Souls, but it's basically Dark Souls, which is basically Demon Souls. Yeah, Bloodborne is awesome, but it's nothing crazily new or different from the fucking other 4 Souls games. Yeah, Cuphead I'm excited for, but I don't need to see Cuphead again. What I need to see is a Cuphead release date. The Wii U wasn't a disappointment. The Wii U was a disappointment in sales, but the Wii U had a lot of really good games on it if you bought it.
Vote now.
I'm hyped for E3, but I'm just not. I don't buy into the hype for E3 because then then you get your hopes up, and then you get let down. I'm just gonna watch it. It's a thing that happens, and maybe something cool will happen. That's it. And then when something cool does happen, I get to be pleasantly surprised. Instead of going, there's no Metroid or Mother 3, which who the fuck really actually thinks Mother 3 is gonna come out? I don't... The Switch can't be the winner of the generation because it's like a mid-generation everything about this generation doesn't make any sense. There's like mid-generation refreshes, and Nintendo has a whole new console now that also gets ports of its games from its last console. It just all doesn't make sense. But at least like the Switch is in its own thing, just like how Nintendo is normally. Nintendo will never win a generation.
Prepare to fight.
They're too different. Like it.
3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Fight.
So, okay. Nintendo is to the gaming industry. This is gonna sound fucked up, but it makes sense in like a we won this thing scenario. Nintendo to the gaming industry is like the Harlem Globetrotters to the NBA. They're off doing their own fucking thing. And yeah, traditional consoles kind of don't make sense now. Like, they're PCs. They're just PCs. Yeah, but the thing about PCs is that they're like they're not as accessible and easy for people. You can't just go to the store you can't just go to the store, buy a gaming PC. Which, like, you can do that, but like you can't just go to the store, buy a gaming PC, plug it in your TV, and you're good. And you put a game in and it plays. Like, that's even if you buy a pre-built PC, there's other shit you have to do that's like required on your end. Whereas like a PS4, I could go to the store, I don't have to know anything about how a PS4 works. I can just go to the store, buy a PS4, buy a game for it, go home, plug it in, and then 12 hours later, when the game installs and finishes updating, I get to play it. A Switch and a laptop are not at all the same thing, and the appeal of a Nintendo console is the Nintendo games, which you're never going to get on a PC. Yeah, but dude, you don't, like... First of all, like, I don't know how Wii U emulation is doing. I haven't checked into it recently. But that's still not an easily accessible thing, like, to the general public. Like, I've been playing Ocarina of Time 3D on my PC with the Citra emulator. But generally, you're, like... Who's buying the 3DS? Like, yeah, adults are buying the 3DS, but a lot of kids are buying the 3DS. A kid is not going to buy a gaming computer and then download Citra and optimize Citra to work on their PC. It just doesn't. It's you have a different mindset than like the casual gamer, general public kind of thing. It's not the same thing.
Enemy has the quad.
My kingdom is finally come.
Like, most people don't know what the fuck an emulator is, but most people know what a 3DS is. But I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people in general. And a company is going to do the thing that makes the most sense to make the most money. And yeah, a PC does have its benefits, but not for the general public that doesn't have any idea how a fucking PC works. It's gonna be multiplayer only, which upsets me, but I get it. It's like Quake 3 Arena, basically. I would like a campaign. I would like a campaign based on the first Quake, which they never did again, ever. They put the fucking Ranger in Quake 3 Arena and in this game, but he was only ever in one fucking game, which pisses me off because the first Quake is my favorite. But I like that Bethesda keeps, like, rebooting these shooters. The PC isn't always number one, actually.
Quad spawns. 15
Because
seconds.
the consoles sell more. Because the people that are spending the money and shit, like, God. A lot of times, PC ports release broken.
Enemy has the quad. Move in. Enemy has the quad. Move in. Excellent. Quad damage. Enemy has the quad. Enemy has the quad. Enemy has the quad. Enemy has the quad.
I don't know. It's better in terms of a business standpoint. Like, no matter what, you can argue anything. But, okay, for example, the most powerful console of the generation is never going to matter because developers are never going to be able to fully utilize a console's power. Because it needs to, no matter what, it needs to gimp its games so that they run on all platforms. If it's like a third-party developer that's doing like a cross-platform game. But developers are, no matter what, always going to do what makes the most sense from a business standpoint. So if everyone's buying the PS4, developers are going to cater to the PS4. That's just how it is. They're going to go wherever their games are going to sell. So even though the PS4 is not as powerful as like a gaming PC that you can buy for the same price, there's probably a better chance that games are going to run better on launch on the console.
Quad spawns. 15 seconds.
Yeah, Arkham Knight was fucked. Do you remember fucking Mortal Kombat X? That shit was broken. That shit was busted when it came out.
Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad.
And get this, that release busted, right? But even though they canceled it, they were gonna make a last-gen version of that game. There was going to be a PS3 version. Do you know why? Because people own the PS3. Of course they didn't want to make a fucking PS3 version, but they were gonna do it because it was gonna make money. Because people own the console. Meanwhile, the PC port literally didn't work.
15 frags left.
I own, okay, right in front of me, right behind my computer screen right now. I have a TurboGrafx 16, a PS2, an NES, a Super Nintendo, a Sega Master System, a Sega Dreamcast, an N64, a Sega CD32X, a Sega Saturn, an Xbox 360, an Xbox One, a Retron 5, a Switch, a Wii U, two Wiis, because I use them for different things, a PS3 and a PS4, and a PS TV, and my gaming PC. So, I have all the things. It's... This is, like, all of my opinions are coming from a completely unbiased place. Because it's not like I'm gonna... Like, I don't favor any one of them over the other. Because it doesn't matter to me. I care about the games.
Sometimes the world doesn't need another hero. It needs a monster.
Ball spawns in 10 seconds. 10 frags left. You lose.
Focus.
Yeah, they do need to step up. Microsoft would be in a way better position if they had more exclusives. That's honestly... Okay, the only reason Microsoft is losing this generation is because they don't have exclusives and they had a shit launch because of the Kinect and everything. They've totally, like, revamped all that, and it's way better now. Like, the Xbox One S is so much better of a console. But, and it's just more attractive in general. But, it's too late. They can get by and, like, break even, but they're never gonna win this generation. They just can't. It's just, like, it's too late. What do you mean, should there be more consoles? Do you mean, like, future, like, a PS5? Or do you mean, like, should the mid-console generation, like, reboots, refreshes be a thing? Like the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio and... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Xbox is not a thing in Japan. It's just not a thing. Should there be? It's kind of weird. Like, I don't really have an opinion on it because, like, there kind of has to be. Because the only way around that is to... It's not... You need to have updated consoles. Even if it's just a PC, essentially, you still need to update it. You need to update your own PC. So unless they're gonna make them modular and make you capable of, like, upgrading shit besides the hard drive, then you need to have newer consoles. Which... If you were to have upgradable components, it wouldn't even be... It would just be a PC straight up. But even then, even when you have a gaming PC, like, eventually you need to have a whole new computer. Eventually, your shit is not good enough anymore, and you need to, like, okay, once your CPU, is too dated, you need a new motherboard. So you gotta replace the motherboard and your CPU. And RAM gets, like, you have slower RAM. Like, you need to eventually refresh everything anyway, and consoles are no different. It's just consoles are self-contained, and they don't change. I don't see the Scorpio doing... It's very weird. I don't see the Scorpio doing well. Why would you get a like? Why would you get a Scorpio? It doesn't make sense. Like, who's that for? Like, I'm sure it's gonna be like a cool console, but like, who is that for? It's got to be like at least $500, and at that point, like, you could. If you're so concerned about power, right? Then you probably know about, you know, the PC side of things. Like, if you're interested in like in your games running at the best possible way they can. So, who's that for? You could take that $500 and get a way more capable PC. Like, my gaming PC, I have a GTX 970, a Core i5 4670K, which I overclocked to 4.40, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I spent, like, obviously I got some, like, deals, and I fucking worked some shit out, but, like, I ended up spending, like, less than $300 on the whole thing. If I had $500, I could have fucking made something way better than the fucking Scorpio. Yeah, but at that point, like, you're saying it leads to more advanced games in the future, right? So does a new console generation. That's what I don't get. I wish I was better at this game because it's fucking tight. I'm just not very good at shooters, especially, like, I mean, I'm okay at shooters sometimes, but I'm using a keyboard and or not a keyboard. I replaced the keyboard with this, but I'm using a mouse, and I'm not used to using a mouse. And obviously, it's the better way to play, but I'm not used to it. And since everybody else is using a mouse, if I were to, like, this doesn't even have controller support. So I'd need to map everything to a controller, and then everyone would fuck me up anyway, because everybody else is using a mouse. Woo! I got the first sleigh. Yay. Yay. Yes. Fuck. I did pretty good so far. Hold on a second. I have a phone call. Hello? Oh my god, you're not giving away anything. I always get these calls early in the morning, especially the ones that are like, "Hi, we're calling because you stayed at one of our resorts." No, I fucking didn't. I just got a lot of kills for my team, and I'm pretty fucking excited about it. I gotta get better at this game because it's so good.
Lead lost.
No, lead lost. That's the gun I want. It's right over there. Yes.
Teams are tied. Quad spawns in 15 seconds. Lead lost.
I need the quad. I need the... No!
Teams are tied. Lost.
Fuck.
Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad.
Enemy has the quad.
Teams are tied. Lost.
Yo, Mega Man at E3. I don't even want to. I'll shit my pants.
Teams are tied.
If they do anything Mega Man at E3, I will shit my pants.
Lost. Teams are tied.
Fuck.
Lost.
That's not true. Mega Man 9 and 10 were fucking incredible. They were like some of the best of the whole classic series. They were really fucking good. It's not that they can't make a good Mega Man game, it's that they don't. They won't make a game. They haven't made a bad Mega Man game, they just won't make a game. There is not one, like, even, okay, it's like generally accepted that Mega Man 8 is the worst Mega Man game, like, in terms of, like, the classic series. And it's still not a bad game. It's just the weakest one, but it's still a really good game, like, in and of itself.
Quad spawns in 15 seconds.
Just had too much to live up to. And really, no, the worst Mega Man game is Mega Man 1. That game sucks. All the other ones are fucking good.
Spawn.
And even 1
Enemy has
sucks,
the
but it
quad.
doesn't suck that bad. It's still, and it's okay because it was the first try. It's just bullshit. And there's been bad Mega Man X games, but that's only because that's when things were transitioning into 3D and they didn't know what to do with it. But like, Mega Man X1 is good, X2 is good, X3 is good, X4 is good. Oh yeah, and Mega Man and Bass, but that's kind of weird. That game sucks because it's too hard. But like the concept was cool. Playing as Bass is fun, but it's not a good game. Still not a bad game because like you're like if you say stuff like that's bad, like oh this game's bad, right? You're talking about like a game from like the Super Nintendo era. Like there's some bad games. There's some fucking bad Super Nintendo and NES games. And I don't think that even like the worst games of a good franchise even come close to the actual bad games. Like when people say like Castlevania 2 isn't great, but when you compare Castlevania 2 to something like fucking obviously, for example, like Jekyll and Hyde, yeah, Castlevania 2 is not that bad of a game anymore. They're just bad compared to their predecessors and successors. Die. Yes! I just fucking killed him and rocket jumped. That was cool. X4 is good. I think that's Gerard's favorite.
Quad spawn. Your team has the quad. Enemy has the quad.
Yeah, Mega Man Zero is good. I think ZX is good too, I've heard. Why am I not playing in 4K? I don't have a 4K monitor. And also, streaming in 4K would be garbage. Like, I'm playing in 1080p and streaming in 720. Yellow Devil is really not that hard. Like, if you actually take the time to just learn his pattern, it's pretty easy to beat him without getting hit. Like, because he does the same thing every time. Like, he always does the same thing. It's not ever... He doesn't ever switch it up. So as long as you know the pattern, you can dodge everything perfectly.
15 seconds. Quad spawn. Enemy has the quad.
Although I do like that they're putting Mega Man 7 on the new like Mega Man collection, because that's kind of like a pretty inaccessible game. Unless you get it on an old console or you buy it like on like virtual console. But like if you have like a PS4 or an Xbox One or something, it's pretty annoying. Also, I'd like to know which version of 8 they're using. I hope that they do the Saturn version, because the Saturn version is the better one. It's also the very expensive one. I have it, but it's never been ported to anything, as far as I know. I think the one that was on the other collections was the PlayStation one, but I'm not entirely sure.
1 minute warning.
I need this. Oh, come on! I wanted that. And we're losing really bad. I need that. Thank you.
Floodgates are closed. Gotta find another way home.
Quad spawn. 15 seconds.
Fuck.
You lose.
I didn't do the worst on my team. Except for deaths. The Saturn does not suck. The fuck are you talking about? The Saturn was awesome. And the Saturn had some good fucking fighting games too. And so did the Dreamcast, but Saturn does not suck. It just didn't sell. Saturn is really fucking good, just not for 3D stuff. Like, yeah, the Saturn was really powerful. It's great with 2D games. That's like the best way to play a lot of the ports. Like 8, or X4. The X3, I think X3 came out for it. Let me check. No, I didn't. I felt like there was something. Yeah, it was just 8 and X4. No. No, yeah, no, X3 did come out for Saturn, but it wasn't in America. I think. Either wasn't in America or it was just rare. Yeah, I think it was Japan only. I was right. Oh yeah, fucking Azure. Oh wait a minute. I wonder if Azure Striker Gunvolt, 2 will run on Citra. Because the whole reason I didn't want to play that game is because I didn't want to play it on a handheld. Oh, and there's no PC port of that one, so that would be sick if it ran on Citra, because then I could just play it on PC. I'm gonna have to leave after this match. A 2D Metroid. A 2D Metroid or a new traditional Mega Man game. But neither of them are going to happen. I feel like they're building up to a Mega Man game happening only because they're really pushing him. Like he's in Smash. They put Mega Man X in that new Capcom game. They did the 2 Legacy collections. Like they know and they're doing the cartoon. Like they know people want Mega Man. You realize that I can play it on Citra and still buy it, right? Like I don't have to pick one or the other. I just don't want to play it on the 3DS. Like I don't want to play it on a handheld, and I absolutely don't want to play on the 3. The 3DS is just fucking shit. It's a shitty handheld, and everything on it looks like garbage. It's just an emulator. It works like any other emulator.
Vote now. Vote now.
I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it if I want a third version. It doesn't make sense. I don't want to play it on 3DS. I'll buy the original one. Like, I'll buy the PC port of Azure Striker Gunvolt and support the devs that way, but I'm not gonna buy a game I don't want. Like, that's kind of ass backwards. You're saying I better buy the version I don't want to play so that they make the version that I do want to play? So that I'd have to buy that one anyway? Like, that doesn't make sense. No, Citra's not complicated. It's, like, pretty straightforward. You don't have to get parts for it. You just have to get the emulator, and it works. The only thing that's a little weird is controller support. But there's controller support for Xbox controllers. It's just not, like... It's built in, but you can't map it. There's, like, just some code that you can find on, like, forums everywhere. It's really easy to find. But you just copy the code and then paste it into the config file. And it overwrites the keyboard controls with mapped, like, actual analog control for an Xbox controller. No, the nightly builds are all there is. There's nightly builds and there's bleeding edge because no matter what, the emulator is not. There's no like completely stable build. It's only nightly builds, and then bleeding edge, which are ones that haven't even been approved for a nightly build yet.
First blood.
Yay.
Teams are tied. Lead lost.
Everybody's down. That's pretty low.
Yeah, I mean, if you tried it a long time ago, I'm sure the emulator used to work differently before. It's much easier now. Like, it's no different than any other emulator. It's like the same thing as, like, Dolphin.
Teams are tied. Lead taken.
The next video
Teams are tied. Teams are
should
tied.
be, well, it has to be before Too Many Games, and Too Many Games is in, like, a week and a half. So,
Lead
it's
lost.
gotta be before then. I started recording footage for it, but this is kind of really, really
Teams are tied.
weird and annoying to record footage for. And I recorded maybe like half the footage that I need for it. I still haven't written it. But I can't write it until I have all the footage, so. It's a convention.
Quad spawn. 15 seconds. Telephone. Quad spawn. Quad damage. Enemy has the quad.
You don't need CS for it. You just need decrypted 3DS ROMs. No, I have no idea how much it's gonna cost.
Focus. All around us.
Fuck.
Sometimes the world doesn't need another hero. It needs a monster.
It needs a monster. Fuck.
Just need to find this gate out of this place.
It's my teammate. Fuck.
Quad spawn.
Um,
Quad spawn. 15
I pretty
seconds.
much only do videos. I don't really review. I just do funny videos. Well, I think they're funny. I don't even think they're funny. They're supposed to be funny. I just do stupid videos on
Quad
bullshit
spawn.
games.
Enemy has the quad.
And it's not on one specific game, it's on a specific subject. Fuck.
Your team has the quad.
Surrender is not an option.
spawn, 15 seconds. Quad spawn.
Fuck! God damn it.
Enemy has the quad.
I love it. I'm bad at it, but I love Quake in general. Like, I literally bought my gaming PC to get this game. I didn't have a gaming PC, and this isn't coming out for consoles. So, like, I always wanted a gaming PC, but I never actually, like, bought one or made one. But this, like, I was like, alright, I can't not play this game, so... Oh, come on. There's nothing I really dislike about it. I mean, it's still in beta, so there's only 2 maps. But, like, mechanically, it's tight. It feels like Quake. Come on. Fuck, I made that stupid rocket launcher.
Quad spawn,
Just give me
15
the rocket
seconds.
launcher. It's over there. We need the rocket launcher. Can't get to it. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Quad spawn, enemy has the quad.
Quad. Hey. Fuck! Did I build my PC? Sort of. It's a custom-built PC that somebody else built, but after I bought it, I rebuilt it anyway. The only thing that's the same is the motherboard and the case. But, like, I changed the CPU, the graphics card, the RAM, I put a new,
1 minute warning.
cooler in it. I even, like, modded the case and shit and put, like, cold cathode lights in it and shit.
Quad spawn, 15 seconds. Three frags left. 2 frags left. Lose.
Fuck. He's got the Shambler head. Wow, I really sucked that match. And we were down a teammate. Alright, I gotta head out, because I gotta go somewhere in like 15 minutes, so... Thanks for coming by, everybody who's still here. Later.